A tragic accident or something more? Kobe Bryant's sudden death shook the world, but for some, the official story left too many questions unanswered. From eerie predictions to whispers of deeper plots, his passing became the center of chilling theories and unsettling coincidences. In this video, we're diving into the conspiracies that refuse to fade and exploring the mystery behind a loss that still doesn't sit right with millions. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of A Brush with Death. I'm your host, Miss Casey Hanalei, and in this series, I sit down, I tell you a true crime story, usually, and paint you a pretty picture at the same time. Now, if you love true crime or storytelling and you love art, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you'll never miss one of my terrible, sometimes wholesome stories. So, if you watched the last episode, we talked about the life and legacy of Kobe Bryant and his tragic death. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about the conspiracies surrounding his death because there was just too many to fit into that first episode, and I thought it would be fun to do a two-parter, kid. So this is the second part, and you will finally get to see what I've been painting, the final product, and hopefully you're not too mad about it. Anyway, so I got my purple on, right, for Lakers, and I got my hair done. Oh, nice. Let's get into this conspiracy-filled video, guys. Now, like I said, this is a two-parter, so if you didn't watch the first episode of Kobe Bryant's life and legacy, go ahead and you can click the link up here that I'm going to put up here, and you can go and watch that first part and then come back over to me and you can watch this part as well. Actually, now that I think about it, the Gypsy Rose case was a two-parter. I didn't mean for it to be a two-parter case, so I guess this is my second two-parter, so I lied to you. Sorry guys. I hope you're not mad about it. But anyways, and too, this video is kind of a standalone one too anyways, so if you don't want to watch that one and you just want to stay here, that's fine too. Do whatever you want, guys. Okay. Another reason why I wanted to do the Kobe case is I've been in a real basketball-y mood lately with the NBA Finals, so I just had to cover something basketball. I love it. Love the sport, used to play. And to one of my favorite movies of all time is, you guessed it, Space Jam. Every time we watch the finals, I always have the beginning credits theme song from Space Jam living rent-free in my head on a loop during the NBA Finals. Does anyone else have that just in their head sometimes? And you know the come on and sing and welcome to the gym, and then the lady's like, everybody get up, it's time to stand now. It's just at random times of the day I'm doing my laundry, everybody get up, and I'm making dinner or doing whatever, cleaning the sink or the toilet, and I just during NBA Finals weeks, it's all the time. It's constant. All the time. So speaking of conspiracies, before we get into the Kobe conspiracies, one I did want to mention was the Kardashian curse reared its ugly head recently with the upset trade of Luka Doncic from the Mavs to the Lakers. Did you guys see when he got traded? Kim Kardashian took to, I think it was Twitter, maybe it was Instagram, or X now, not Twitter. She said that she wanted to meet Luka, which I'm like, no! Keep him away. With all you have, keep him away. And nothing against Kim, right? But there definitely is a Kardashian curse out there. It seems like every player that they touch just goes. So keep Luka away. Anyways, and he is married with a child, so hopefully she, respects that. Anyway, so let's get into the theories about Kobe's sudden and tragic death. So the first one that I found was that Kobe was murdered over a lawsuit involving Black Mamba. So Mamba mentality, he had Black Mamba nickname since he started in the NBA. I actually don't know how he got that, or when he got that nickname. But anyways, it's kind of like synonymous with Kobe Bryant. But anyways, Kobe was involved in a trademark lawsuit with a pharmaceutical company called High Tech Pharmaceuticals, which seems like pharmaceutical companies maybe aren't the best, like companies out there. But they had made a supplement also called Black Mamba Hyper Rush, which, let me guess, is probably after Kobe got his Black Mamba nickname. Anyway, so the conspiracy theorists claim that the lawsuit and potential financial loss could have been a motive to kill Kobe. Why people believe it? Kobe filed to trademark Black Mamba as a brand. The supplement company had a history of legal trouble, probably trying to pull the same crap over with other people, and was aggressive in defending its trademarks. There's any evidence, there is partial truths out there. The lawsuit did exist, but there's no real evidence of foul play or that the company had motive, means, or access to orchestrate a helicopter crash. That is how Kobe died, was a helicopter crash in Calabasas. So, yeah, I don't know about this theory. There are theories that I like a little better if I were to pick one. But my stance is this was just a tragic accident. But it is interesting to get into the conspiracies and see what people are believing out there. We'll get into it. But with any high-profile death, as humans and our human brain, we want to make sense of something so tragic, right? So we automatically, not everything's a conspiracy, right? So anyways, it's like a coping mechanism, a widespread coping mechanism is these conspiracy theories. So I just find it psychologically interesting to dive into these, right? It doesn't mean that I believe any of them, but again, it's just interesting. So the second conspiracy that I found was that Kobe was about to expose the NBA and the entertainment industry. So the claim is that Kobe had become financially independent and was using his post-retirement platform to create his own media and youth trading empire via, Granity Studios, which you talked about in the first video, and also Mamba Sports Academy as well. Some claim he was going to expose unethical practices in sports, media, or Hollywood, which, I'm sure there's plenty of, right? Why people believe it is that Kobe was branching into media, storytelling, and youth development. General distrust of corporate and Hollywood institutions is rampant everywhere. I don't trust... I don't believe anyone in Hollywood is actually happy. I'm just going to say that out loud. I think if you're in the entertainment industry, it's very shallow, I think, right? So I think there's just a lot of fronts being put up. And yeah, I think there already is a ton of distrust in corporate and also Hollywood venues. He had begun coaching and mentoring youth closely, especially young girls. Is there any evidence of this? There is no known evidence that Kobe was preparing to expose any type of wrongdoing. But Kobe's media work, the Dear Basketball poem, and then short film that he later produced was focused on inspiration, not exposés. So people like to dig into, what if. There's a lot of other celebrity deaths that I see this with as well that maybe... people think that their death was in relation to them exposing some kind of, truth or expose, right? Like, I saw it with, like, the Chester Bennington suicide. I saw it with the Kate Spade suicide. I saw it with the Anthony Bourdain one as well. And it doesn't mean that those possibly aren't true. Maybe there is some conspiracies around those, but I see it a lot. And again, I think it's some kind of like coping mechanism that we try to put in place as a society because we can't just accept the truth, which the truth is sad sometimes, guys. And but in that sadness, there's also beauty in life as well. And I think we need to definitely focus on the beauty when it comes to this and the what's really important, right? And just appreciating life as we're living it. But yeah, I don't think there's any real legs with this one, but let me know what you guys think. Let me know which theory is your favorite, right? What you think is the most probable, right? Guess who's back? Back again. The third theory that I found is the Illuminati. How many times do people got to bring up this Illuminati thing? But again, like, if you believe that the Illuminati exists, then this is a good case of any of them, right? So some people believe that this was a sacrificial death by the Illuminati. So the idea that famous people are sacrificed by secret societies like the Illuminati is common in pulp culture, conspiracy lore. We also saw this with Tupac. They also say it with Michael Jackson and with Prince and a lot of others. We saw it with Amy Winehouse. We saw it with how many others? Countless others. Kobe's death was dramatic, tragic, and very public, which fits the supposed requirements of an Illuminati ritual, which include shock, symbolism, and mass attention. Why people believe this? Because they're dumb. No, I don't think you're dumb if you believe in the Illuminati. Do I think maybe you need to refocus your priorities? Probably, right? Probably. But no, I don't think you're dumb. I was just making a joke. Like, let's not be too serious. This is heavy stuff. Anyways, his death occurred the day after LeBron James passed him on the all-time scoring record list, which some call a symbolic passing of the torch. Kobe had allegedly distanced himself from Hollywood's power elite, and Kobe wore jersey numbers 8 and 24, both divisible into the Illuminati significant numbers like 3, 6, and 9. He died on January 26, 2020, and some believe that 1 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0, which is the date, right, equals 13, a number often cited in the occult circles. Which, I mean, if you can, isn't it 7 or is it 43? What is the movie where, like, what's his face? Crap! I'm gonna pause it. I gotta look it up. Oh my god, guys, I can't believe I forgot Jim Carrey's name. Anyways, the movie 23, where Jim Carrey plays this character that's obsessed with the number 23. Well, it actually happened in real life. Jim Carrey was actually obsessed with the number 23 and made that movie because of that. Anyways, so people are obsessed with numbers and they want to have meaning somehow, right, with the date or his jersey numbers or whatever. So the evidence of this is entirely speculative, right, and very symbolic interpretations, right? So there's no physical evidence, confessions, or documents to support any of the Illuminati stuff, but people are going to talk, right? And again, like, if you believe in the Illuminati, and there's a lot of other celebrity deaths that are suspected of Illuminati, dealings. I don't know. Do you guys believe in Illuminati? Is there any evidence Please give me some evidence that you've seen from reputable sources that prove that the Illuminati is real. I'd really love to see them because yeah, keeps popping up. So the fourth theory that I found was that the helicopter crash was engineered or remotely hacked to crash. This claim is the helicopter was hacked remotely or tampered with to cause a crash, either by military technology or a powerful third party. Why people believe this? The crash occurred in the fog, but skeptics argue a pilot with Kobe's preferred operator, who was an experienced pilot, wouldn't have taken unnecessary risks. The helicopter was not equipped with Terrain Awareness Warning System, or TAWS, and despite the recommendations as well, he ended up taking off. There was a lot of fog in Calabasas at the time, and without that terrain awareness system, they crashed into the hillside. The NTSB, I don't know what that stands for. Should have looked it up. Sorry. They thoroughly investigated the crash and found no mechanical failure or signs of tampering. The helicopter company and pilot had special permission to fly under visual flight rules, or VFR, but entered instrument meteorological conditions as a known risk. So they knew it was a risk. Questioning whether or not that pilot would have taken those risks, I'm not really sure. Maybe he felt pressure from Kobe. Who knows? I don't want to put that on Kobe or the pilot, right? But who knows what the situation was? We don't have much more than that. But yeah, so some people believe that maybe the military took Kobe out. Which, do they have a reason? I don't know. So the fifth theory is that Kobe predicted his own death, or there was occult foreshadowing. So Kobe's death was predicted, quote unquote, in several places, suggesting it was pre-planned or fated by unknown forces. Some examples of this foreshadowing were the 2012 animated show Legends of Chamberlain Heights, that showed Kobe dying in a helicopter crash, much like The Simpsons does. Lyrics from the songs or tweets allegedly referencing a Kobe crash as well. And then Kobe's Oscar-winning short film, Dear Basketball, is said to foreshadow his death. It's very, somber, it seems like. Why people believe it, there's a lot of, eerie coincidences, right? People love to draw lines where there are none. But, again, pop culture has a history of unexpected predictions. Like I said, The Simpsons does it all the time, guys, and even Family Guy does too. When you have, when you have as many episodes as The Simpsons and Family Guy and South Park, there's bound to be a coincidence in there somewhere, right? Anyway, it's just my little thought there. The Dear Basketball short film featured somber or reflective themes, so a lot of other people thought that maybe he was predicting his own death by, making this short film. So what evidence do we have? The Legends cartoon was real, but not predictive. It was just a dark joke that, like The Simpsons, was just kind of the right thing at the right time. At the time, right? Other references are either fabricated, fake tweets, or coincidental. So, and the Dear Basketball short was simply an emotional farewell during his retirement to the game and not life itself. So, again, not a lot of evidence in this one, but I do see, the crazy, predictions from The Simpsons of, Trump and, all that kind of stuff, right? It's kind of hard to, think that maybe there isn't something there, right? But, again, there's no hard evidence here, guys, but, I think this one might be my favorite. I like weird pop culture, lore, I find it really interesting in how this works its way into pop culture. So I think this is my favorite one just based on that fact. So, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. So the sixth theory that I found was that Kobe was developing a youth movement outside of the establishment, which, ooh, shame on him. So the claim is that Kobe was training and mentoring youth athletes independent of the NCAA or the NBA pipelines, which threatened existing power structures. So why people believe it. Kobe had high ambitions for Mamba Sports Academy, aiming to develop young talent, especially girls, with a new philosophy. He advocated for equal pay and visibility for women's basketball, which, could you continue? The evidence, Kobe was doing all of this, right? There's evidence of all of this that he's doing, but there's no evidence that this posed a threat to entrenched powers or that his death had any connection to it. I do like this theory just based on the fact that I know that money does crazy things to people. I've seen this firsthand. It changes people's personalities. It makes personality quirks that are kind of into these just monstrosities of humans, right? So I can see how this one may be the most probable too. Money will make you do crazy things, and if that money is threatened, even killing someone, somebody very, very powerful and famous. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think this might be the best one in the bunch as far as probability goes, but let me know what you guys think. So the last theory that I found, which again, I'm like, this is an interesting one, was the COVID-19 and the timing connection. So Kobe's death was part of a distraction or timing event tied to the emergence of a COVID-19, which began spreading globally in the months following. Why people believe it, massive global coverage of Kobe's death dominated headlines in late January 2020. I think we all remember what happened in January 2020. COVID-19 began spreading wildly in February and March of 2020, and the world felt like it changed after Kobe died. Is there any evidence of this? No, there's not. There's no evidence. There's no logical or factual connections existing between Kobe's death and the pandemic. This is just an example of emotional pattern seeking during a global crisis, which I agree. I think, again, like I said before, like as a society, when a tragic death happens like this, that's a person that's this influential and is just shocking. We try to find something that makes sense, something other than the truth that makes sense, because sometimes just bad things happen. And I truly believe that everything happens for a reason, right? But, it's up to us to find that reason or to just keep going until we find that reason, right? At least that's how I live my own life. Just keep doing the next right thing. But anyway, so in conclusion, while these theories circulate widely online, there's no credible investigation has ever been found, evidence, or foul play, right? So the final report in 2021 concluded that the crash was due to the pilot error and poor visibility conditions exacerbated by spatial disorientation. Kobe Bryant's death was a massive, massive loss that led many people to seek deeper meaning or unseen causes. That's a natural human reaction to tragedy. But as of now, there is no verified evidence supporting any of these conspiracies. So, while it is interesting to talk about the conspiracies and just kind of like, speculate a little bit and talk to your girlfriends and your boyfriends about it and just kind of like, that's interesting. Out of all of this, I just want to remember who Kobe was too. So I have a few stats here that I just want to remind you. So he was a 5-time NBA champion. He was a 2-time finals MVP, an 18-time NBA All-Star, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 81-point game. Wow. And he scored 60 points at his farewell game, the oldest at the time at 37 years old. And he was also an Academy Award winner, which, wow. So The Lakers retired both of his jersey numbers, number 8 and number 24. And he was inducted into the Nesmith Hall of Fame in 2020. The legacy beyond basketball he had was enormous, right? He was known for his Mamba mentality, like I mentioned in the first video, where he really dedicated his life to just being the best that he could be and not giving up. He kept going. And he was relentless in his pursuit for excellence, which I think we can all aspire to be and learn from. He inspired a generation of athletes across all sports, not just basketball. His love for Gianna and a role as a girl dad touched millions of people and redefined his public image. And again, like I said in the first video, like, I don't think Kobe was a bad person. I think he was a very good person, and I think that he was just, caught up in maybe some things. If the accusations were true, I think that he turned it around by the end of his life. At least I think so. That's my opinion, though. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. He was also inducted into the Hall of Fame on May 15th, 2021, and he continues to influence players like Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, Kyrie Irving, and many, many others. So speaking of his induction into the Hall of Fame, I wanted to end on a quote from his wife, Vanessa. When he was inducted, she gave a speech, and this is one of the things that she said. She said, "You did it. You're in the Hall of Fame now. You're not just an MVP. You're an all-time great. I wish my husband was here to accept this incredible award. He and Gigi deserve to be here and to witness this." Kobe was most proud when people would say he inspired them to be great. He once told me, "If you're going to bet on someone, bet on yourself." So this reflects his Mamba mentality to believe in yourself above everything else and even to face adversity head on and to never give up. So I hope that you guys find that inspiring. Like I said, it's fun to go through the conspiracies, but I really hope that Kobe story inspires you to be the best version of yourself, right? That's what we can take away from this. And as promised, you get to see the final product of my 2-hour painting. Oh, I love it. It turned out so good. I freaking love this shot of Kobe. Also, too, I think, so this is not only like a creative shot, but it's like humorous as well, right? Because he's like on the freaking toilet with this trophy. I love it. Oh, it's so good. I feel like this encapsulates, encapsulates? That's probably not the right word. You know, guys, I'm dumb, so it's fine. No, I'm not dumb. Be nice to yourself, Casey. Stop it. Anyway, so I really love this shot of Kobe. I think it really just sums up him as a person, holding his trophy that he won, and also, just being silly him and inspiring millions. Right? So I hope you like it, Kobe. And Gigi. Hi up there. Alright, guys. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video as much as I love putting them together, and I hope that you're inspired by the Mamba mentality, and I hope it inspires you to go out there, be the best version of yourself, be kind to one another, and be good humans, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!